everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight for this class on essential oils for romance and passion. This is something I'm so passionate about, so it's easy for me to teach this class because I truly believe that essential oils can benefit. It can benefit our whole lives and everything in it, and everyone in it. And I just want to shout from the rooftops that we have this resource available, even for topics like this. My name is Amanda McCabe, and I'm owner and operator of Cocopelli Living. If we haven't met yet, I hope that we'll get the chance to have a one-on-one in private, personal conversation outside of this class. I'll share my contact details here towards the end, but I would love to talk to you about this more and how essential oils can help your life and improve the quality of your life in so many different ways. So it's very appropriate for me to include the word passion because I really think that they've produced passion in my life in so many different ways. But today we're specifically going to focus on our romantic lives. Maybe you've had a Valentine's Day that wasn't quite the way you imagined it, and maybe you are just mom and dad who are needing to work on their sex life a little bit, and that's okay. This information is here for you to use and to benefit you and up the quality of your life. If I can ask everyone to please turn your videos down and your microphones so nobody feels overexposed and that we can focus on the information in this class, I'm going to do the same. So let's get cracking. Maybe your love life looks something like this, and that's fantastic. Full of spice and passion and fire and romance, and it's just wonderful. My life was like this before kids. We had an amazing connection. And for most of us, though, it looks a little bit like this, or this, or even this. You know, the reality of life is a little bit different than the fantasy, right? This is not Hollywood. We don't live in a movie. And so sometimes making time to be with your significant other in this way and having time for passion and romance and that connectedness. And I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about that romance and that connectedness that has you on the same page in life, that connects your soul and your spirits with each other. Making time for it and space for it sometimes takes a little bit of work. So I hope that there'll be some ideas in this webinar for you to apply in your own life. Sexual energy is incredibly important to our lives. It's one of the most motivating factors that is hardwired into the human body. I mean, for the purpose of reproduction, if it wasn't there, we'd probably go extinct. But we have this incredible drive to want to be with somebody in this way. And this is there for a very important purpose. And this is why it's motivating, because it also releases some of the most powerful endorphins, much like a runner's high, that can trickle into the rest of our lives and just make us feel good in life. It can affect the motivation and drive in our professional lives even, and in our life outside of the bedroom. In just the general sense of wellness that we get when these hormones are released in our bodies on a regular basis. Mental clarity, there are hormones that produces mental clarity that is released during sexual intercourse. And then spiritually too, this is one of the most intimate ways that we can connect with another human being and down to the spiritual level. And this is why it can also affect our self-worth if we get this to inappropriate situations, right? So we want to be careful with who we share this with as well. And it's for pleasure, but it's also for connecting with somebody in this incredibly intimate and beautiful way. But there's also a lot of things that can affect sexual health, particularly our modern lifestyles. This is something I've learned so much about in college, and our just all the different areas and different places that we're pulled to in our modern lives. We've got kids and jobs and pets and houses and responsibilities, and we're always chasing the clock. And it takes somewhat of a conscious focus to say, stop, no, I don't want to be stuck in this rut. I don't want to just go from 1 hour to the next just to survive. But if you are stuck in that place where you feel like you're just chasing the clock and constantly trying to just get to the next point of survival, you can't thrive because there's no room to care about the other things that could affect your sexual health. So that would be the first step, is to evaluate How's your nutrition? Is there time? When I created this webinar, I didn't even realize this lady had a piece of white bread in her mouth, but it's so fitting because, when we're rushing, we're eating breakfast in the car, or we're having a protein shake, or we're having lunch on the go, we're at our desks, and, we barely sit down as families anymore to have meals together. So I think nutrition is absolutely a foundational component of good health. Alcohol and drugs might be a way that you cope with modern life, and they interfere with hormones that is necessary for healthy sexual function. Hormones, we teach a whole separate class on our Facebook page about things that can interfere with our hormonal functioning or our endocrine system. For me, managing a thyroid disease that is very volatile and goes up and down like crazy, I have to work really, really hard at keeping toxins out of our lives. And so that particular class that we teach on green cleaning and green living, it has to do with how all the toxins in our lives, from our beauty products or our home cleaning products to just things that we have in our house and think is normal and safe to use, is really not, and interfere with our hormone functioning. The more wholesome you can live, the more your romantic life will thrive as well, in the way that you feel about yourself and in your body. Illness is something we sometimes can't control, but this is something that is also important to address if there's something that you do have control over and can take care of to improve your sexual health. The mental disconnect, oh my gosh, I am so passionate about this. I'm going to do a whole separate training on this, but blue screens, technology, TV, the internet, all these things that's non-human and that's keeping us busy. And I say this as I'm sitting here on a webinar with you guys. But all these things that keep us busy and keeps our minds occupied, you guys, it's taking our connectedness with other people, with our families, and our loved ones away, and even with ourselves. So mental disconnect is a huge one. How plugged in are you with the people around you, and particularly your significant other, as we talk about this topic of romance? And then stress. Stress is one thing that we're going to talk about a lot today. So let's come back to nutrition. doTERRA has a lifelong vitality pack that I always share. And this is my number one recommendation for all my clients, because my husband and I take this every day as well. And I really, truly believe that this is the foundation for good health. This is a high quality, whole food based, highly bioaccessible multivitamin pack that has a complete multivitamin, an omega fatty acid that keeps the brain healthy, as well as a cellular level alpha CRS complex. And I can tell you more about that if this is what you're interested in. But this is something that has produced the most immediate benefits to people. It's also filled with essential oils. So this is always my number one recommendation. It's also our number one recommended product at doTERRA, or sold product at doTERRA, and it comes at a fraction of the cost that you would find a similar product on the market. So connect with us if this speaks to you. Phytoestrogen is one that's particularly great for women's hormonal health, to balance estrogen. And then also Mito 2 Max is an amazing energy and stamina complex that I actually use before I go to the gym. But both guys and gals can get great benefit for energy out of this. If you are a busy mom who's chasing kids around all day, or have to work a job and come home and take care of your kids and your husband and everyone else, the last thing you feel like doing is making love at the end of the day when you're crawling to bed, right? You just want to go, leave me alone. Well, this is an amazing complex to help with energy and just vitality. Essential oils are just an amazing way, a natural way, a gift from nature that we have accessible to us. And it blows my mind that not more people know about this. I've been using essential oils for about 16 years to manage my wellness, and I can't imagine life without it. So I am so passionate about this topic because I can't believe that more and more people aren't just using these oils to self-empower and take care of themselves. I think a lot of people don't even know what they are, so I'm going to tell you what they are. If you look at, say, for example, a peppermint leaf under a microscope, there's little polyps of oil that you'll be able to see on that plant. And those polyps have the essential oils in them. They're found on seeds, bark, stems, and they're any part of a plant, and they're naturally occurring in plants. And their job is to protect the plant from funguses and to help that plant thrive. It also attracts pollinators, and that's probably where the effectiveness of essential oils comes in a little bit more into this topic of romance and passion. And so when they're distilled, we can get access to those wonderful qualities of plants and essential oils to use in our own lives. So how do they work? Again, there's a whole separate class on how they work on our Facebook page, but I'm going to tell you just a little bit real quickly in a nutshell for the purpose of this webinar. Our brain is highly plastic. That means that we can change it, we can manipulate it. There's hundreds of thousands of neural pathways in our brain that information travels through. We take in information through our senses smell, touch, taste, even sound. And that information travels across the neural pathways in our brain, and then it produces a physical response in the body. Well, we can also interrupt or manipulate those pathways in the brain. We can redirect them, we can retrain them. This is actually a really hot topic. Neural pathway retraining is a really hot topic in medical sciences right now that you can read a lot about, but this is phenomenal stuff. We've known for a long time, though, essential oils is nothing new. We are just becoming more and more familiar with them here in the United States now. But they've been used for centuries and generations, dating as far back as Egyptian times, for things like aromatherapy or even physical or physiologically. From an aromatherapy standpoint, we have an area in the brain that's called the limbic system, and that's where our fight and flight response and all our emotions is governed. So it's kind of like when you're smelling something and it reminds you of a distant memory from childhood or something like that. So it works similar to that. So doTERRA's created this beautiful aromatherapy kit. I have this kit and I have had incredibly powerful experiences with this. I'll give you one example. There's many, but I'll give you one example. My husband was feeling a little crabby and I massaged his neck because he never turns a neck massage down, and I had the tear oil on my hands. I didn't even tell him, but it took about 15 minutes and he was up and smiling and going on with this day again. So that's really, I can't say enough about this kit. I've had so many powerful experiences and I just love it. Wild orange is another amazing essential oil that can help when you're feeling down and low, especially during the winter months. It's a powerful mood enhancer. You can put it in a diffuser. You can apply it to the body directly. You can even put it in your water bottle because it is a supplement that you can take. And then physiologically, when you look at a cell that has essential oils introduced to it under a microscope, it creates activity in that cell and vibrations. And so essential oils are very powerful in that they can penetrate organ or blood barriers. And so they can have a response in the nervous system as well as at the cellular level. And again, we talk about this more in the Power of Essential Oils that's on our website. Claricom is one of those oils. It's a monthly woman's hormonal blend. And my daughter uses this. I use this every day to help balance my hormones. And it's also been tied to male fertility. So you can definitely play around with this one. I love it. It's just a wonderful, wonderful blend. But it's one of those oils that has both a emotional response through aromatherapeutic methods as well as a physiological response in the body. So these things are very, very powerful. Okay, let's get back to some fun again. We're talking about romance and passion. So what can we do here? There are certain oils that can evoke romantic feelings in the body or, an arousal response. I want to encourage you to try this massage oil. 2 drops of rosemary oil, 4 drops of wild orange, 4 drops of patchouli, and then you top it off with fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil is also something you can get from us. It's just a carrier oil that helps you dilute your oils. It makes it easy for massage. It's also a great way to dilute oils so they don't go directly on the skin if you might have sensitive skin. I use all my oils directly on my skin, and then for massaging, we do use fractionated coconut oil. So play with that. Use that on your partner. And then Balance, Serenity, and Lang Lang. These are blends that are, actually Lang Lang is not a blend, but Serenity and Balance are blends that you can use in the bathtub as well for a romantic bath. amazing for decompressing after the end of the day. Serenity is something I diffuse every night before bedtime, and balance is my go-to when I feel stressed in the car. So by the time I get home from my commute, I'm already decompressed because I've enjoyed my balance by diffusing it in my car. I have a little car diffuser, but wonderful selections for a romantic bath. And then past tense. Past tense, when your partner comes in the door and just looks like their face is on the ground, like they've had a rough day, or they need help decompressing, or that, just that disconnected feeling that you can see on somebody's face. Past tense is a wonderful blend that you can massage on the back of the neck or even on the temples to help with head and neck tension. Reflexology tells us that there are certain erogenous zones in the body that can create an arousal response, the brain being the most important. So don't underestimate the power of foreplay and that time that you spend. There's that book, Foreplay Begins in the Kitchen, or Sex Begins in the Kitchen. I can't remember what it's called, but it truly is that. Something like tucking in the kids early and giggling at each other, winking at each other can be playful and fun and can be great foreplay. Something as simple as, getting chores done quickly at night so you can get to bed early. That bath, that massage, those are all great ways that prepares the brain for intimacy with your partner and tells your brain something really great's coming. The big toe and ankles, of course, are erogenous zones for most people, the stomach, back, and then the ears. Bergamot, being a citrus oil, just like wild orange, is a mood-enhancing oil that can really uplift and bring clarity back to the mind. And so try this one as well for your intimate playtime. Okay, let's just get real for a second here. Tell me what you see. Sexy? Not sexy? Right? Sex appeal has absolutely nothing to do with what age you are, or what size you are, or what skin color you are, or what language you speak. It has everything to do with what you radiate from the inside out. Self-care is one of those things that I think we live in a society where we feel that oftentimes we feel that other people are responsible for our happiness. But self-care is one of those things that we can do to take care of ourselves and also make ourselves more appealing to other people, because when we feel good about us, we can attract people that feel good about them. It's when we don't feel good about us and internally and who we are that we attract people that are dysfunctional or not good for us. So self-care is one of those simple things. You can make sure that your nutrition is good. You can make sure that you get your exercise, that you get your water in, that you have your spiritual practices and your time where you nurture your spirit and your emotions. And you can make time to nurture your sexuality as well. Moms, dad is fully capable of putting the kids to bed so that you can have that time to go take a bath and relax and decompress, right? And nurture your own sexuality. So, and I'm sorry, but that goes the other way around as well. If honey comes home and just needs that time in his man cave to decompress, right? We can handle things. And Whisper is one of those beautiful oils. I love this one. This is one of my favorites, that when you put it on a guy or a gal, it interacts with our individual body chemistry. And so it produces a scent that's unique to us. I love it. It makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel feminine, and it makes me feel sexy. Emotions. Oh, I can't say enough about emotions. We've already talked about this aromatherapy kit, but a lot of times if we are in conflict with our partner or even with somebody else, it can trickle into our relationship. So using our Forgive oil and allowing ourselves to feel an emotion and let it pass and process it properly, that rather than hoarding it or pushing it off to the side, is a great way to release sexual energy. If you're feeling stressed out or life is just too much for you to handle, peace oil is a great one. Maybe you're mourning something. Console is a wonderful one to try. Or just that staleness that we sometimes get in our life, try Motivate. These are oils that are specifically formulated and designed to trigger and target certain areas in the brain So they're very powerful and very effective. I have this whole kit and I absolutely love it. So this is also other ways that you can nurture your emotions, but make time to consider and to meditate if there are emotional things that are keeping you back and holding you back. There are a lot of fun, sexy games on the market that you can obtain for you and your partner to enjoy. Obviously adult content. This diffuser you see here on the right hand side is one that I personally own. I think it's called the Amber diffuser, but it's in my living room, and you can have one in your bedroom. And these oils, 3 drops of ylang ylang, 2 drops of patchouli, and 2 drops of cedarwood with 1 drop of ginger, is sort of a spicy, romantic, aromatherapeutic blend that you can diffuse in your diffuser before you go into your bedroom to play these games and make some time with your partner. A diffuser is a device that creates an ultrasonic vibration in the water, and that allows the oils to be diffused into the air so that you can breathe them in and have them aromatherapeutically accessible. They do not warm up the oils. So you don't want anything that's going to warm up your oils and change their healthy properties. Our oils are completely unadulterated, and we want to keep it that way. So yeah, go find some fun toys and fun game time for you guys to use in the bedroom. Safety, there's a little bit of safety to know about oils, and I just touched on it a little bit, but CPTG tested is something that you want to make sure your oils are. I do not personally endorse any other essential oils than doTERRA's essential oils because I have used just about 80% of the oils on the market. Oh, I do apologize for that. I've used just about every oil on the market, or I would say about 80% of it, and doTERRA is just from a first-hand user's perspective above par. I also trust the company 100% because of their extremely high standards for safety and quality of the oils. There's no fillers, no hard elementals, and no pesticides, and this is extremely important that we make sure our oils have none of these harmful chemicals in them. Please do not go and buy any essential oils over the counter. Get them from a reputable rep that can help you guide you to use them safely. And then dilute. We have got some really, really funny stories about oils that have gotten into places where they never should have gotten into. Don't let you be the victim of that. Dilute your oils if you're going to be using them in sensitive areas or for this type of use. And again, fractionated coconut oil is a great one to use. If you've enjoyed this webinar, we have several other webinars that we teach online in class formats just like this. We can do them online for you. We can also do them in person for you. We have a very, very generous hostess program, gift program, if you're willing to host some classes and help us get the word out to people so that they can have access to these resources. And then if you have gotten anything out of this webinar and you're interested in giving some of these oils a chance, please contact us. You can reach us by email, phone, or direct message us. You can also purchase any of the oils that was featured, any of the products that was featured in this program today on our doTERRA site, Cocopelli Living. But we also would love to talk to you in person. We do offer, let me just put this up here. We do offer one-on-one consultations as well. And so we'd love to talk to you one-on-one and address maybe some of other wellness issues that we could help you with. It's completely free, so connect with us and we can definitely guide you through that. Other than that, I commend you for being here again today and for learning something new. I think it takes a lot for us to take time out of our modern day lives to make time to learn something new and something that can potentially have a tremendous impact in your life. I know it did for us, and every day we get reports from people whose lives have profoundly been changed through bringing these oils into their lives. Thanks for being here with me, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.